day 150 of our 365-day Bible read. Today, from the Old Testament, we're going to be reading 1 Chronicles chapters 26 and 27, and then we'll do the Bible study for 1 Chronicles chapters 26 and 27, and then we're going to go on over to the New Testament and read some more of John chapter 11 by reading verse 18 through verse 46. And we're not going to do the Bible study for John chapter 11 yet. We'll finish it tomorrow and do the Bible study for it tomorrow. I thought we would be finishing it today, but the year reading Bible schedule that I'm following from esv.org, it splits this chapter up into 3 days. So I thought it was 2 days. I didn't look ahead. So yes, yep, and actually yesterday we read more than I read on more, so I'm still gonna start off at verse 18 for John chapter 11 today, but we read more than we should have yesterday. Just because I just wanted to read more. So, okay. But anyways, yes, so we're going to get started though. From the Old Testament, we're starting with 1 Chronicles chapter 26. And tomorrow's going to be the last day of us reading 1 Chronicles. We'll read the last 2 chapters of 1 Chronicles tomorrow and do the Bible study for it. And then we'll be moving on to 2 Chronicles the next day. So finishing another book of the Bible. So okay, I'm gonna get started. From the Old Testament, 1 Chronicles chapter 26. Divisions of the gatekeepers. As for the divisions of the gatekeepers of the Korahites, Meshelemiah, the son of Kor, of the sons of Asaph, and Meshelemiah had sons. Zechariah, the firstborn, Jediel, the second, Zebadiah, the third, Jathniel, the fourth, Elam, the fifth, Jehohanan, the sixth, Elihanai, the seventh, and Obed-Edom had sons. Shemaiah, the firstborn, Jehozabad, the second, Joah, the third, Sashar, the fourth, Nathaniel, the fifth, Amiel, the sixth, Issachar, the seventh, Peolathai, the eighth, for God blessed him. Also, his sons Shemaiah were sons, also to his son Shemaiah were sons born who were rulers in their father's houses, for they were men of great ability. The sons of Shemaiah, Othni, Raphael, Obed, and Elzabad, whose brothers were able men. Elihu and Simashia, all these were of the sons of Obed-Edom, with their sons and brothers, able men qualified for the service, 62 of Obed-Edom. And Meshelemiah had sons and brothers, able men, 18. And Hosa of the sons of Merari had sons, Shimri the chief, for though he was not the firstborn, his father made him chief. Hilkiah the second, Telabiah the third, Zechariah the fourth. All the sons and brothers of Hosa were 13. These divisions of the gatekeepers, corresponding to their chief men, had duties, just as their brothers did, ministering in the house of the Lord. And they cast lots by fathers' houses, small and great alike, for their gates. The lot for the east fell to Shelemiah, They cast lots also for his son Zechariah, a shrewd counselor, and his lot came out for the north. Obed Edom's came out for the south, and to his sons was allotted the gatehouse. For Shapim, the for Shapim and Hassa, it came out for the west at the gate of Shalaketh, on the road that goes up. Watch corresponded to watch. On the east, there were 6 each day. On the north, 4 each day. On the south, 4 each day, as well as 2 and 2 at the gatehouse. And for the colonnade on the west, there were 4 at the road and 2 at the colonnade. These were the divisions of the gatekeepers among the Korahites and the sons of Merari. Treasures and other officials. And of the Levites, Ahijah had charge of the treasuries of the house of God and the treasuries of the dedicated gifts. The sons of Ladan, the sons of Gershonites belonging to Ladan, the heads of the fathers' houses belonging to Ladan, the Gershonite, Jeheli, the sons of Jeheli, Zetham and Joel, his brother, were in charge of the treasuries of the house of the Lord. Of the Armonites, the Izharites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites. And Shebuel, the son of Gershom, son of Moses, was chief officer in charge of the treasuries. His brothers from Eleazar were his son Rehabiah and his son Jeshiah, and his son Joram, and his son Zechari, and his son Shelomoth. This Shelomoth and his brothers were in charge of all the treasuries of the dedicated gifts that David the king and the heads of the fathers' houses and the officers of the thousands and the hundreds and the commanders of the army had dedicated. From spoil won in battles, they dedicated gifts to the maintenance of the house of the Lord. They dedicated gifts for the maintenance of the house of the Lord. Also, all that Samuel the seer and Saul the son of Kish and Abner the son of Ner and Joab the son of Zeruiah had dedicated. All dedicated gifts were in the care of Shelomoth and his brothers. Of the Izharites, Shinani and his sons were appointed to external duties for Israel as officers and judges of the Hebronites. Hashabiah and his brothers, 1,700 men of ability, had the oversight of Israel westward of the Jordan for all the work of the Lord and for the service of the king. Of the Hebronites, Jerijah was chief of the Hebronites of whatever genealogy or fathers' houses. In the 14th year of David's reign, search was made, and men of great ability among them were found at Jazer and Gilead. King David appointed him and his brothers, 2,700 men of ability, heads of fathers' houses, to have the oversight of the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manassites, for everything pertaining to God and for the affairs of the king. All right, so that was 1 Chronicles chapter 26. We're now going to do the Bible study for 1 Chronicles chapter 26. It is 2 questions long. Actually, both Bible studies tonight are 2 questions long. Yeah, let me see. Yep. Okay, so 1 Chronicles chapter 26 Bible study. What was the duty of the sons of Obed-Edom? The duty of the sons of Obed-Edom was to be over the storehouses of the house of the Lord. Who was overseer of the treasury? Shebuel, the son of Gershom, the son of Moses, was overseer of the treasury. All right, so that was the Bible study for 1 Chronicles chapter 26. We're now going to read 1 Chronicles chapter 27, then do the Bible study for that. 1 Chronicles chapter 27, military divisions. This is the number of the people of Israel, the heads of fathers' houses, the commanders of thousands and hundreds, and their officers who served the king in all matters concerning the divisions that came and went month after month throughout the year, each division numbering 24,000. Jashobeam, the son of Zabdiel, was in charge of the first division in the first month, and his division were 24,000. He was a descendant of Perez and was chief of all the commanders. He served for the first month. Dodai, the Ahohite, was in charge of the division of the second month, and his division were 24,000. The third commander for the third month was Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the chief priest, and his division were 24,000. This is the Benaiah who was a mighty man of the 30 and in command of the 30. Amizabad, his son, was in charge of his division. Asahel, the brother of Joab, was fourth for the fourth month, and his son Zebediah after him. And his division were 24,000. The fifth commander for the fifth month was Shamhuth, the Israelite, and his division were 24,000. Sixth for the sixth month was Ira, the son of Ikesh, the Tikkoite, and his division were 24,000. Seventh for the seventh month was Helez, the Pelonite, of the sons of Ephraim, and his division were 24,000. Eighth for the eighth month was Sibbecai, the Hushathite, of the Zerahites, and his division were 24,000. Ninth for the ninth month was Abiezer of Anavoth, a Benjaminite, and his division were 24,000. 10th for the 10th month was Maharai of Netopha, of the Zerahites, and his division were 24,000. 11th for the 11th month was Benaniah of Pirathon, of the sons of Ephraim, and his division were 24,000. 12th for the 12th month was Heldai, the Netophathite, of Othniel, and his division were 24,000. Leaders of tribes. Over the tribes of Israel, for the Reubenites, Eleazar, the son of Zichri, was chief officer. For the Simeonites, Shephatiah, the son of Makkah. For Levi, Hashabiah, the son of Chemiel. For Aaron, Zadok. For Judah, Elihu, one of David's brothers. For Zebulun, Ishmaiah, the son of Abadiah. For Naphtali, Jeremoth, the son of Azriel. For the Ephraimites, Hoshea, the son of Azariah. For the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joel, the son of Pedaiah. For the half tribe of Manasseh and Gilead, Iddo, the son of Zechariah. For Benjamin, Jaziel, the son of Abner. For Dan, Azarel, the son of Jeroham. These were the leaders of the tribes of Israel. David did not count those below 20 years of age, for the Lord had promised to make Israel as many as the stars of heaven. Joab, the son of Zeruiah, began to count, but did not finish. Yet wrath came upon Israel for this, and the number was not entered in the Chronicles of King David. Over the king's treasuries was Asmaveth, the son of Adiel, and over the treasuries in the country, in the cities, in the villages, and in the towers was Jonathan, the son of Uzziah. And over those who did the work of the field for tilling the soil was Ezrai, the son of Shelob. And over the vineyards was Shimei the Ramathite. And over the produce of the vineyards for the wine cellars was Zabdi, the Shithmite. Over the olive and sycamore trees and the Shephelah was Baal-Hanan, the Gederite. And over the stores of oil was Joash. Over the herds that pastured and Sharon was Shitrai, the Sharonite. Over the herds in the valleys was Shaphat, the son of Adlai. Over the camels was Abil, the Ishmaelite. And over the donkeys was Jediah, the Meronothite. Over the flocks was Jaziz, the Hagrite. All these were stewards of King David's property. Jonathan, David's uncle, was a counselor, being a man of understanding and a scribe. He and Jeiel, the son of Hachmoni, attended the king's sons. Ahithophel was the king's counselor, and Hushai, the Archite, was the king's friend. Ahithophel was succeeded by Jehoiada, the son of Benaiah, and Abiathar, Joab, was commander of the king's army. All right, so that was 1 Chronicles chapter 27. It was a lot of names going through descendants and everything. So it's really been the entire book of 1 Chronicles. I've been reading names. But yes, we got 2 chapters left. We're going to read tomorrow and do the Bible studies for them. And then we're going to move on to 2 Chronicles. So I don't know what 2 Chronicles is like, but if it's anything like 1 Chronicles, it'll just be names. But we're going to do the Bible study now for 1 Chronicles chapter 27. So 1 Chronicles chapter 27 Bible study. How many military divisions served David? 12 military divisions served under David. How many men were in each How many men were in each military division? 24,000 men were in each division. How long were they to serve? Each division served a month at a time. All right, so that was 1 Chronicles chapter 27. We're now going over to the New Testament, and we're going to read more of John chapter 11 by reading verse 18 through verse 46. We read some of this verse already. Some of this chapter are, I'm sorry, not some of the chapter. We read some of this paragraph that I'm reading right now yesterday because I read ahead, but I'm just going to jump back on the schedule that I'm following from esv.org and just read what it's saying. I'm not going to read ahead anymore. So I'm just going to start at verse 18 today and read through verse 46. So, all right. Um, Actually, I'm just going to read from verse 17. Okay. I am the resurrection and the life. This is John chapter 11. We're starting at verse 17. Now, when Jesus came, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb 4 days. Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles off, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to console them concerning their brother. So, when Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went and met him, but Mary remained seated in the house. Martha said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give you. Jesus said to her, Your brother will rise again. Martha said to him, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. And everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? She said to him, Yes, Lord. I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, who is coming into the world. Jesus weeps. When she had said this, she went and called her sister Mary, saying in private, The teacher is here and is calling for you. And when she heard it, she rose quickly and went to him. Now, Jesus had not yet come into the village, but was still in the place where Martha had met him. When the Jews who were with her in the house, consoling her, saw Mary rise quickly and go out, they followed her, supposing that she was going to the tomb to weep there. Now, when Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet, saying to him, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and greatly troubled. And he said, Where have you laid him? They said to him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. So the Jews said, See how he loved him? But some of them said, Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man also have kept this man from dying? Jesus raises Lazarus. Then Jesus, deeply moved again, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone lay against it. Jesus said, Take away the stone. Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, Lord, by this time there will be an odor, for he has been dead 4 days. Jesus said to her, Did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God? So they took away the stone. And Jesus lifted up his head and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I said this on account of the people standing around, that they may believe that you sent me. When he had said these things, he cried out with a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. The man who had died came out, his hands and feet bound with linen strips, and his face wrapped with a cloth. Jesus said to them, Unbind him and let him go. The plot to kill Jesus. Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what he did, believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. So this is why I read on more yesterday, because where I was supposed to stop at following this schedule I'm following, it has me like stopping like right in the middle of like a story. So I read on more to like finish the entire paragraph I was reading, but I'm gonna stick with the schedule, so I'm gonna stop there where it tells me to stop. And yes, so we're going to finish John chapter 11 tomorrow, and we'll do the Bible study for John chapter 11 tomorrow. So we just left off at verse 46. Yeah, verse 46. And yeah, so we'll finish it tomorrow, and we'll do the Bible study tomorrow for John chapter 11. So I love the New Testament. Okay, so we're done for the day. A quick recap of what we did today. From the Old Testament, we read 1 Chronicles chapter 26 and 27, and then we did the Bible studies for 1 Chronicles chapter 26 and 27, and then we went over to the New Testament and we read some more of John chapter 11 that we started yesterday, and we just read to verse 46. So we're going to finish it, John chapter 11 tomorrow, and do the Bible study for John chapter 11 tomorrow. Tomorrow also is our last day of reading the book of 1 Chronicles. So the following day we'll be starting the book of 2 Chronicles. So yes, so that is all for today. I love you guys. God loves you. You matter. You are important. You are valuable. You are worthy. You are enough. And you are a Jesus Christ champion. And we're doing this. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I love you and have a good night. It's 9:13 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, night.